Oh. Good morning, everybody. Fellowship of the Clouds. Welcome. Anybody that's new here, welcome to this channel. Gray, cloudy day. And, well, it's called Gray, Cloudy Day because I'm Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. And today, it actually is a gray, cloudy day. It's a rainy day. It's been raining all night. Started yesterday evening. And kept pretty steady. We were under like a flash flood watch. I don't know. It might still be something like that going on because it ain't really stopped. It's been a good steady rain the whole time. If you could, please think about or hit the like button if you're watching this, if you don't mind. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please think about subscribing. I just looked. I'm seeming, since I've gotten back into making some videos more, especially just in this week, but I noticed even as I fell off, we were still gaining. It seemed like I was still seeing a couple. Like I really hadn't been paying attention to it until just like last week. I started noticing even as little content as I was putting out or have been putting out over the past month and a half or two, with all the things that were going on in my head and spiritually and financially and all this stuff. I was still at least. It seems like there was at least 1 to 2, new subscribers maybe a week or something like that. I don't know. I don't really keep up with it. Very rarely. I have YouTube Studio, but I don't ever really watch it or look at it. And I'm rambling, but this video is gonna be a 50 things that really matter because and if I remember, I started back to this book. What was it, Wednesday? And we're at 44. The title of this one's A Sense of Wonder. And I'll show you the picture here because the story is about Christmas. And it was really heartfelt to me. I think, as I've said, every one of these stories in this book I've really enjoyed. I think each and every one of you have enjoyed them. I really need to go back and begin. I think I started making a playlist for this book, but I'm still behind on getting all the videos that I do have onto it yet. I might be wrong about that. I definitely am way behind on doing any living a life awareness. I started that as a playlist, I believe, and I've gotten very little done on it. But I'm sure nobody's really worried about all that. Once I get it done, it'll be easier for the new people that come into the channel if they want and they catch one of those videos in their feed and they want to see more of them. They can go to my channel playlist and they'll find it all organized. And that's what I'm trying to do, or that's what I need to do. Let's get on with it. I've rambled on for almost 4 minutes here, but I appreciate each and every one of you watching and commenting, being here, supporting everything. A sense of wonder is what this one's called. 44. Christmas is a special time for any kid, but when I was young, it was even more magical. Each year during the weeks leading up to Christmas, Santa Claus would make several appearances, announcing each with a knock knock. My sister and I would hear footsteps on the roof, the sound of jingle bells, and then a loud knock at the front door. When we'd open the door, no one would be there, but there would be a gift for each of us. It didn't take long before my friends became inquisitive about our special treatment. Santa Claus comes to your house before Christmas? How many times? Does he bring Mrs. Claus? The questions never ended. So one day I asked my dad, Why doesn't Santa Claus go to my friends' houses too? I don't know. Maybe we should say something to him, he said. Sure enough, soon after he and I wrote to Santa, Santa was knocking on all my friends' doors too. We were completely taken with the wonder of it all. I guess I never noticed that my dad was out a little more often during the evenings before Christmas. I also didn't think anything was awry when one night he came home wet and dirty. How would I have guessed he had fallen in a neighbor's septic tank during a knock knock getaway? I truly believed it was Santa. My dad's knock knocks added extra excitement to the already electric Christmas season. They also filled me with a sense of wonder I still love to recall. When I have children, I suspect Santa will do knock knocks at my house. Or when I have Santa, when I have children, I suspect Santa will not do knock knocks at my house too. I just hope I can climb up on the roof as effortlessly as Dad did. What a wonderful story. You know, reading that before I decided to do the video, I decided to do the video, so I got the book out and I read it, read that story to myself so I know what I like to do that. I like to, sometimes I have been not, reading it before I hit record, but most of the time I'm at least reading it to myself before I begin to share it with you guys. Um, but when I was reading that, like it didn't even occur to me when the first time I read it about how I just was so ecstatic about it being Christmas and thinking about memories and hearing, just seeing, like when I first seen that it was about Christmas and I'm reading the first paragraph or so, going before I turned the page to see the rest of what was about to happen, all I could think about was some of it just made me flashback to a few of the Christmases in my life. And the one cool thing, and I've shared this with a couple of different times in my on my channel, especially if you go back in a couple of years ago, I made a video uh, about a little snow trooper uh, from the Empire Strikes Back Star Wars movie uh, from that I'd found over in a field now where there's houses or trailers and stuff because they've cleared all that. But the field and the wooded area over there where I used to take Ladybird used to be a landfill or something. I don't know if it was an official landfill, but a bunch of people at some time years ago chose that area over there as a dump, and they just dumped anything and everything. And so you would find weird stuff over there, like a lot of old stuff. And I happened to find that. But I did a video on, like, I had the figure for a long time and shared that I'd found it, but I finally did a video and walked over there. But this is before the trailers were put over here, and did a whole video on showing where I found it. And then I sat under a tree and I talked about a certain particular Christmas and how special it was, and how every Christmas, like I had a mom that really just made get like when you got up in the morning on Christmas, your gifts from Santa were already like set up and stuff. All my stuff was, you know what I mean? I didn't have to take it. I didn't have to unwrap nothing that was from Santa or take anything out of a box and put it together myself. If it needed to be put together, it was all. My mom would stay up all night with whoever, even if it was just her by herself, reading the instructions, getting it all together, and having it set up as a display. So when I woke up uh, before whoever else was in the house, her and Lori, my sister, or whoever, wherever we was at, uh, when I woke up and went in the living room, everything was ready to be played with. And that was so awesome, And when I was reading this to you guys in the video, um, I almost thought to myself, it's nice to hear that story because this person is talking about their dad, and I don't have that many. I really don't have too many fond memories of my dad, even though I know my dad, who he is, and all that. But then that's neither here or there. It's not. I didn't mean. Go on now. Get out. No, I don't need you up on me. No, go. Go on. Oh, by the way, the two puppies that have been hanging around that I just noticed my fingernail dirty as crap. The two puppies, miraculously, they were here yesterday morning and for a little while, and then throughout the day, I never did see them again, and I haven't seen them all night, and they're not around today. They weren't at Betty's yesterday. I don't know. I think they've wandered down the road. And if you go past the trailer park and then past the other trailer that's past the trailer park, there's a couple of houses and stuff not very far down on the left. They might have wandered on down there. And then if you go just a hair down past the houses on the right, will be the second trailer park. They could have wandered on down through there and found, but they wandered off before it really got to raining real bad. And then my suspicion is it began raining. It didn't stop raining. And if they wandered further away, because they have wandered before when they're following Ladybird away from the trailer park and my puppy, but they had somebody to follow back to the trailer park. For the most part, they only knew this area, this trailer park. So I suspect if they wandered on down somewhere, they might have lost their sense of direction, or it could be they didn't come back and it was raining. Now, Betty mentioned maybe somebody picked them up. I don't know. I know they're not out here on the road right in front of the trailer park, ran over or anything. I took a walk yesterday evening, just kind of curious if anything had happened. And yesterday in a video I was recording, I remember, I said, oh, and then there was a car, right. The tip of the car I could see it had stopped at the road and it sat there for a few seconds. I was thinking they had just hit a dog or something, but I don't think that to be the case because I couldn't even see the driver until a few seconds later. Or however long it was that sat there. The reason I panicked was I'm waiting to see what the car was doing, why it was just stopped. Now I couldn't see the driver at the time. Then all of a sudden it kind of just slowly took off. And then after not knowing, then I just got to thinking, well, did that person in that car stop? Was the puppies right there in front of the trailer? I couldn't see them. They were out of my sight. So they stopped and they got them. I don't know. I wasn't planning on keeping the puppies because I really didn't need to. And they weren't my puppies to begin with. But I did feel a little responsible. I took care of them. And Lilith, the mother, was welcome here. And then she died, on the way to when I was walking towards Ida early one morning. It was still dark, and her and Ladybird were trying to follow me, and I was walking on the main road. There wasn't a lot of traffic, but it was a sad deal. I happened to see, I saw Lilith get ran over right in front of me. It sucked. And this video is longer than I wanted it to be. So I'm going to end it here. You guys have a good one. I think I've kind of covered a wide spectrum of things. You can see she's trying to bother me. It's time to get off of here. Gray Cloud says it's eternal moment, over and out. And I will be doing a Jesus Calling later ditto.